Jason Momoa's ideal franchise return has already been planned for after Aquaman 2. Although Jason Momoa's major performance as Aquaman has already secured him a return to a different property, Momoa first appeared as the popular DCEU character Aquaman in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice in 2016, followed by Justice League in 2017. Since then, he has starred as Aquaman in the 2018 blockbuster and the 2023 sequel Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Even though the Aquaman sequel is still in theaters, its initial feedback has been largely negative, implying that the Aquaman series is unlikely to gain much traction. While the DCEU could potentially bring back the character or have Momoa play a new role like Lobo, it's not a guarantee. After a week in cinemas, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom's worldwide box office is $126,825,000 against a $205 million budget. Its predecessor made over $1 billion at the box office with a $160 million budget. This suggests the appeal for future Aquaman projects is weak. Luckily, Momoa can still be a crucial part of a popular franchise he's already featured in. In 2021's Dune, Momoa's Duncan Idaho was killed in an attempt to help Timothy Chalamet's Paul Atreides by holding off enemies long enough for Paul and Jessica's escape. Before his death, Duncan was a swordsman and ambassador to the Fremen under Duke Leto Atreides' rule. In a recent interview, ahead of Dune Part 2's release, Chalamet noted that Momoa would return in Dune Part 3, per the Frank Herbert novels. There's no confirmation that Dune Part 3 will definitely happen, but it's evidently on the minds of those involved in the Dune franchise. This extends to Denis Villeneuve, the director of the first two films. A major fan of the book series, Villeneuve has already expressed excitement about making a third film based on the second novel, Dune Messiah. In fact, the script is nearly finished for a third cinematic installment. Should Dune Part 2 beat the first film's $402 million in worldwide box office earnings, the likelihood of a third film is higher, allowing the perfect opportunity for Momoa to reprise his role as Duncan. Unlike the DCEU, which recasts or uses the same actor for different characters, the Dune franchise bringing back Duncan is a crucial plot piece from the book series. Duncan reappears in Dune Messiah as a Gola created by the Tleilaxu and entrusted to Paul the Emperor. Gola are a sort of humanoid in the Dune world, with Duncan being the first. Duncan's Gola form, unlike later iterations, is his revived corpse consisting of regrown cells. Duncan's initial incarnation as a Gola goes by the name Hate and has no knowledge of his prior life. Hate, like Thufir Hawat from the first film, is a trained mentat. The Tleilaxu can also influence Hate by a humming intonation that induces a hypnotic state. He is also forced to recall his life as Duncan, including his death. This is done to demonstrate the Tleilaxu's scientific superiority, and to lure Paul into abdicating his throne in exchange for an exact clone of the recently deceased Chani. If Dune Part 3 is purely based on Dune Messiah, the story would hinge on Jason Momoa's Duncan making a franchise return, setting the actor up after Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom's dismal debut.